Hi, it's Jane, and I thought I would come on here and tell you a little bit of what I am planning to do as far as sewing is going, and just a couple of other things that I have going on. So, actually, I went to the thrift store, and let me show you why. I had purchased this shirt some time ago, and it is beautiful shirt. The sizing on it says 3X. It is not a 3X. When I held it up to some of my late husband's shirts that were extra large and large, they were in between the large and extra large. So it is not a 3X, it's missized, but I never really wanted to get rid of the shirt. So I was trying to think of something to do with it. And I have gone down this rabbit hole of, seeing folks add flannel sleeves to the sides of t-shirts, sweatshirts, those kind of things. And I thought, that's the ticket. So this weekend, my thrift store, of course the only one, well, we do have a American Rescue, but I rarely find anything clothing-wise. If I'm going to find anything, it might be hankies or pillowcases or maybe books, maybe some knickknacks, but rarely clothing for me, so I rarely go into that store, I'll be honest. We do have a new store that opened up this weekend, have not had a chance to go in, and of course this weekend here in our area, there is a regatta, which all weekend long it sounds like a swarm of mosquitoes where I'm at, because I'm just up the river and all that sound carries up. But there's no parking downtown, hardly at all. And with the regatta being there and all of the carnival and vendors and all that kind of stuff, I was like, I am not going down there. Just not going to do it. So, I will check out the new thrift store later to see what kind of offerings they have and what kind of things they get. There's good promise. I think the name of it is Give Back Community Store. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what it is. But the only other one that I've been shopping at is Goodwill. Sometimes you get a good bargain in Goodwill. These days, though, they think it's the GW Boutique, tend to charge a little higher prices than what they should. They could probably get more things moved. They would lower their prices on a consistent basis. I mean, they charge $6.99 for a shirt, that they were given free. That's all I'm going to say on that. But anyway, each week they have a color. They have two colors. One is 50% off. The other is sold for 99 cents for clothing, for anything that is home decor, toys, glassware, domestics, housewares, that kind of thing, is 39 cents with whatever color it is. Now, this shirt I did find, and I think it will go well with this shirt here. It is not true black, but it is navy. But there's a lot of dark blues and navies in there, and I think it'll work. So that is something I plan on doing an upcycle with on that. Generally when you upcycle those, you can make it a one size fits all where it'll fit small to 3+ or 4+. And that one, like I said, it was half off. It was not 99 cents. But then while I was going through there, I found another flannel shirt that was 99¢. It was one of the colors. The thing that you want to make sure when you are choosing your flannel shirts or even regular cotton shirts, if you're going to do that, is you want to make sure your arm will fit through the armhole. Some of these armholes are awful small, regardless of how big a size shirt you choose. So that's something you want to look for if you are going to choose to do some upcycling. Now this I found, and at first I thought it was jeans, and then I realized it is not jeans. It is generally what is called, well, this was made in Hong Kong. It says it's non-iron twill. It's 100% imported combed cotton. Looks like the chambray that you get. It looks like it's denim, but it's not. This jacket does fit me. Armholes are fine. The only thing is, if I were to attempt to button it over my bust, it would not work. So, I did pick it up, and I was thinking that I could use this basically as a pattern with doing some serious drafting to create it to be a regular shirt top, and just use it as a pattern for some other things that I have in mind of making. I also found a 2X sweatshirt. Now I do plan on doing a little bit of doing some things with that. Sorry, I got distracted. Deers are out there in the back of the house. But I want to make a cardigan out of this. I'd started making a cardigan before, but it's something that I was doing a little different. And this, I have a different idea, and I would like to just experiment. This is one of those that I got for 99¢. Everything else was 99¢. There, I did pick up this. I think was my favorite score. It is one of those luxe blankets. It was on the original hanger, original tags. Had not been, no one was looking to pick it up. And it is that poly plush luxury blanket feel. The reason I picked this up is I want to do a quilted jacket, but I want it to be lined with something like this, so it's warmer than normal, so it can be a jacket that I can wear in between fall to winter and winter into spring. You know, when you've jacket's just a little too much, your normal jacket. This is a full-size blanket, so I am hoping that I'll be able to do what I want to do with that. I do have a quilt that I had started. I haven't finished putting the binding on it, haven't finished some of the quilting, and I think that's what I'm going to use with this, because there are a couple of squares and things that are in there that's kind of that color tone. And if not, I don't care. It's my jacket. Now, I did stop earlier in the week at Hobby Lobby because I needed to get a fabric. I don't have enough yellows for some projects that I have planned to do, so I needed to get some more yellows, you know, yellow tone. And while I was there, I always look to see what they have discounted, discontinued, whatever you want to call it. And they had this. This is vinyl. This is a, you could use it to make a tablecloth if you wanted to. I'm going to make pouches with it, pencil pouches for Operation Christmas Child, and maybe a couple of pouches to put in the shop. But this is one of the yellow gold tones that I'd found. This is quilting backing, what they call quilt backing. It's 100% cotton, and it's much larger in its size. It's like a three-fold generally on the fabric because it's 108 inches long. Most fabric is 44, so you get a little more yardage. So I picked up a couple of yards of that just because I needed some yellows in my stash. Now I had, out of that Friends items that had the sewing items that she had given to me, the mother-in-law had also quilted a quilt, and this is the quilt with the Dresden plate that she had done. Now I needed to wash it to see if I could get some of that yellowing out because I have no idea when she made it. It is on muslin. This piece is pieced and then she stitched around the edges to put it on muslin. But I found there were a couple of spots where the seams were not completely sewn together. Let's see if I can find the one big one. Right there. So I need to do some things to fix that so that I can actually put a backing on it and do the quilting and get that to her. Now this is the mother-in-law that just recently passed away, so I was hoping to get it to him. Now I was looking for a backing fabric and I found this. I think it will go well for a backing with all those different splashes of color in it. So hopefully she'll be pleased with that when I finally do get it finished. But in the meantime, I was also going through a tote because I was looking to see if I had yellows in that fabric tote. Did not. But I did pull a couple of fabrics out of there that I think, maybe I'll work them into some bags or a couple of other things. And one of those is that little, what is he called? It's the baby Mandalorian. Not Mandalorian, the baby Yoda. Baby Yoda. So, thought I would make a couple bags with that. Those are fun. That's just a fun print. And this is, it just reminds me so much of the Harry Potter series because to me it looks like it's a phoenix returning. Although it's meant to be a dragon, but you see the castle in the background. I don't think it's labeled as that. I think it says Rainbow Dragon is what this fabric is. But I think that can be used for that or use it in some other project. Did find some of some more of this beautiful fabric with the flowers in it, and I thought that would be good to make book sleeves, makeup bags, maybe some other bags. This is something I would probably use as a lining. It was just wrapped up in that and just figured I'd bring that. Now this is an interesting piece. This was given to me and it's like 3/4 of a yard. It is called Wall Covering. It's made by Wall Covering Company from Hanover, PA. Feels like a canvas material. And there's probably, like I said, there's 3/4 of a yard there. I hope you can see some of the flowers that are in that. But I thought that might make a nice bag with a canvas top, that kind of thing. Or, even some makeup bags. That's a nice, pretty little print. Did pull this out. It's a nice little floral fabric that can be used or used in quilting pieces, to make smaller squares. This is that, I call it forget-me-nots. I don't think that's what it is. Hope you guys aren't too blurry. But I've got probably about a yard here that I can do to make a couple bags or something. This is beautiful fabric. That lovely purple flower and whatnot in there. I was thinking this would make some great book sleeves with maybe a bite in me on it, some embroidery. I don't know if I'll do embroidery on it or not, but it's a nice pretty little fabric. This is a pretty busy purple print. It too could be made into some book sleeves or makeup bags. Did find a blender here that can be used for linings, whatever. And I did find probably, that's about maybe half a yard, maybe less, of the dragonflies. That could be either a lining or it could be makeup bag, book sleeve, you name it. I did find about just a tad bit of this left. It's probably about half, a little more than half a yard of the Mandalorian. This fabric, Thomas had asked me to make him a bag when he was going through his cancer journey, so he could carry all these goodies in, so he could carry his chapstick, his gaming unit, his charger, his Ensure Boost, whichever one he was drinking at the time, a little bit of water, some mints, but mostly to carry his blankie. So he would have his blanket when he was going through the chemo. If you don't know, when you go back there for the chemotherapy treatments, the chemotherapy, actually, a lot of folks have chills, so they need warm blankets and things like that. And then I did find a little bit of the Harry Potter Gryffindor fabric. Thought I had used all this up, but apparently I didn't. That could go to make a bag, especially with the Hogwarts revisiting that's just out there. And then I found one of my favorite fabrics. This one, let me tell you, it's the cats with masks on. I purchased this in 2021, first part of 2021, when the C word was happening, and I couldn't make masks fast enough. I was making anywhere from 100 to 150 masks a day. A lot of those were being sent off to schools, to nursing homes, to places where folks needed masks. And I sold quite a few masks, basically because that was a way for me to make money, to purchase more fabric, to purchase the filters that I was making to go in them as well. Some folks wanted filters, some didn't. Filters didn't really go off well, and quite honestly, I don't know that it did any good, to be honest. You know, with the new research and everything that's come out, it's probably no big deal. But I think the biggest thing with the mask was a barrier, so that it helped keep a lot of those germs to ourselves. And if you've ever been to Japan, one of the things that they do is people that are sick or not feeling well generally will wear a mask, even in public, so that they don't spread germs to one another, which is a good thing. Of course, here in the U.S., we don't do that. We cough, we sneeze, we hack up on other people, that kind of thing. So that's kind of neither here nor there. But this was one of those fun fabrics that I have to tell you, a lot of the medical professionals loved this fabric. I had quite a few surgeons that had asked me to make them Harry Potters, to make them characters, to make the mask with the cats with the mask. They'd ask for dogs with masks, but I never could find one that I thought was as cute as this. And they really didn't have a good selection for the dogs. But for those of you that did purchase masks during that period of time, thank you. Thank you for helping a lot of us seamstresses be able to feel like we were making a difference by being a part of this mask brigade that a lot of us were a part of. I even had runners who would say to me, do you need masks? Do you need fabric? Do you need this? What do you need? Do you need elastic? And they would actually drive all over the state of Pennsylvania to deliver materials, so you had materials to make masks. So it was a good thing. Luckily, I had a large enough stash of fabric that for the most part I did not need to call on any fabric. However, I did drive and deliver some fabric to some other folks, and that was fun, getting to meet some other people. And yeah, we wore our masks 6 feet apart on the porch talking, but what are you gonna do? You know, some of the newer research shows some of that really didn't make a bit of difference in any way. So, anyway, that is what I have been up to lately. I've given you a little bit of an idea of the plans that I have to do. I do have some more jeans that I have found pulled out that need to have some alterations done so that they need to be made a little bit smaller size so I can wear them without them falling down off my hips and embarrassing me out in public. But yeah, that's what I've been up to. Oops, sorry about kicking the camera. But yeah, I hope to take you along with some of the journey when I am creating and doing some things with some of these shirts to upcycle them. And hopefully you guys will enjoy those videos as well. This is something that I've been seeing for quite a few years. And it has its moments where it takes off, then it wanes a little bit, and then it takes off again. And there are some things that you can do, you know, to make a lot of upcycling of your clothes so you don't always constantly have to put them in the landfill. And sometimes that's worth doing. I know many times if I have something that's cotton and I am not going to use it, like let's say it's a skirt or a dress, I will cut those up into squares that can be sewn into quilts. So there you have it. There's a little bit of a money-saving tip and how to keep things out of the landfill. The other option is to donate them to a thrift store so that they can resell them to somebody who will love them as much as you did. Or maybe you didn't. Maybe it was a gift and you put it in your closet and then you were like, nope, time to get rid of it. Whatever the case may be. All right, guys, I will let you go for now, and I'll see you again soon. In the meantime, I hope everybody has a great week. Remember, try to do something kind for someone today. See you soon. Bye.